Martin and Gabby met through a dating app. They instantly connected to each other and their attraction grew into a real relationship, with Gabby moving in with Martin after a short while. Confident that they both have finally found the right person, they delete their profiles on the dating app. Both of them had been using the app for quite some time and have developed a real addiction to it. Throughout the day, they would mindlessly scroll through people's photos. It looked like their fingers swiped on autopilot. There wasn't much thought or intention behind their selection process when they were looking for a new date. And it's not surprising, the app was designed this way. Both of them used the app for hookups, not for relationships.
80% of the time I feel like a dildo attached to a warm body.
I'm not dating as many people, I'm just trying to find someone who can make me come.
It was so easy, so quick, almost effortless to find a way to distract themselves and bring instant gratification. Yet, their dates didn't always go to plan. However, they didn't waste any time to be sad about it because there's always plenty more fish in the sea. That's actually how they met. Before their date, they were on dates with other people. Everything seems to be going well in their relationship until one day they visit Martin's parents, and Gabby gets offended at him for not telling her about his ex-wife, the death of his sister, and his mother's dementia. He obviously didn't feel comfortable sharing these details of his life.
I want all of this with you, but I don't fucking need to talk about everything from my past, okay?
He was probably going to tell her about it eventually, when he felt ready. Processing these events is still on his list of unfinished tasks. Of course, he should have done that a long time ago, but he avoided it as much as he could. He even got on the app and started dating as a way to distract himself from doing what he actually needed to be doing. He wasn't looking for anything meaningful or serious, but he found it with Gabby. And there he was again, faced with these unprocessed emotions from his past. It's not like he forgot about these things or got over them. He probably didn't want to share this with Gabby because he didn't want to complain or make excuses for himself. Like, see, I'm this way because of my ex, or because of this family tragedy. That would be immature. Martin doesn't want to do that. He wants to be a strong and confident man in this relationship. Vulnerability is definitely not something he wants to show in a new relationship. And it's not such a big deal anyway, if you think about it from his point of view. It's really okay, but Gabby presses him. She's upset. For herself, because of how this makes her feel. She doesn't understand what Martin is going through. She's pushing him to do what she wants.
Because I should know because I'm your girlfriend, right? Girlfriends know that kind of stuff.
She wants to know everything about him because that would make her the real girlfriend who knows all the important things about her boyfriend. If only she hadn't been pushing so hard. You can never press anyone to be open with you. You can never push. People will tell you everything themselves when they are ready. If someone did exactly that to Gabby, she would understand how it feels. It feels like an attack, like you're being forced to do something ahead of time when you're still not ready. And Martin tries the same technique to teach her a lesson with this question.
Let's talk about all the guys you fucked the night we met.
How is that worse than what she did to him? Yet she can't tolerate that at all. That's different, she thinks. Calls Martin a jerk and storms out of their apartment. Only it's not different at all. She has even lower tolerance than Martin does when it comes to doing things she doesn't like. What they have in common is the lack of patience. Whenever something doesn't go according to their liking, they lose it immediately. They don't have any patience whatsoever.
I really like new things. Constant newness. And then after a while I ditch it. I don't like it anymore.
They don't want to think, to understand what just happened, and think of ways how to solve it. They just go out and get distracted. They cheat. Because that's what they were trained to do by the app. Don't think, just swipe, move on to the next one. There's plenty more fish in the sea. Because habits make you who you are, and it takes a long time to get bad at what you were so good at for a long time. As sad as it is, it's one of the best realizations that can help you change your life. It's not you creating habits, it's habits that create you. Habits are you. For Martin and Gabby, the habit of mindlessly swiping, looking for one meaningless affair after another, was stronger than their conscious desire to have a real relationship. They are so alike, they even cheat at the same time. It took such a small argument for them to ruin their relationship. It shows how insignificant everything is for them, how they take their relationship for granted, how they got used to treating people as disposable objects, designed only to satisfy their needs and desires. Unable to face the truth and realize what kind of people they really are, because it's too painful, they decide to have an open relationship, so that cheating wouldn't be something out of the norm. So that when they have an argument next time, or when they just feel bored, they would have the liberty to go out and get a quick fix, a distraction in a form of cheating. They hope that exploring outside of their relationship will enrich their relationship, will bring them closer to each other, but they are so wrong. It only makes them disgusted with themselves. Not only do they let other people into their relationship, they also talk openly about everything, every little thing.
If you want to flirt with a girl, you can do it. Just tell me.
Or they say they do, yet they still don't tell the whole truth. Because deep inside they know they can't tell the whole truth. It still feels wrong. They leave out some details because they unconsciously feel that talking about their separate adventures defeats the whole purpose of having a relationship. They think that their relationship didn't work out in the first place because they weren't honest with each other, but that is not the case at all. They simply had no patience and didn't value their relationship. They struggle with having to wait and being alone with their thoughts. She's texting him and expects an immediate answer. He's the same. He feels the urge to unburden himself emotionally, so he wakes her up in the middle of the night, begging her to listen to him talk about his failed marriage. Once they decide to have an open relationship, Martin and Gabby start idolizing honesty and sharing. In their heads, if you share everything with your significant other, it means you trust and respect them.
If you're honest with me, you will never lose me.
Yet, sharing your deepest secrets, as well as sharing details about your past relationships, actually may cause more harm than good. The things you learned from your previous relationship is your own experience that you need to deal with on your own. There's really no need to burden your current partner with all of this information, unless you secretly want to make cheap excuses for your destructive behavior, like, "Oh, my ex really messed me up, you see." Also, talking about your exes is pointless because your current partner still gets only one side of the story, your side, which is still not the whole truth. As they do their open relationship, they destroy further and further what they had built together. They add more and more cracks to the walls of their shared house, until there's no more house, nothing left. Despite their ideas about an open relationship, they both still unconsciously gravitate towards monogamous relationships. Martin was married before, and even though it didn't work out, he still remembers it as the best thing that ever happened to him. He idolizes, romanticizes his relationship with his ex-wife, torments himself for the mistakes he made in that marriage. He hasn't yet learned any lessons from this experience, therefore he struggles to let go and move on with his life. Gabby too feels like she would find peace by creating a family when she meets Larry, an older, wealthy man with a daughter. Only Larry doesn't want to play any of her games. When she has her first silly argument with Larry, and he refuses to do as she says, she leaves and goes straight to the bar to seduce two men, just to feel better about herself, and texts Martin, even though they are no longer together. Larry won't play Gabby's games.